All right, welcome out to the Pirates Cove podcast. This is episode number 4. It's Wednesday again, and I got my sidekick Johnny Zavala, so I'm going to introduce him. Johnny, how you doing this evening?
Doing good, doing good, doing good.
All right. First of all, Johnny, you and I, right off the bat, we were at watching the softball girls play yesterday. We went to extra innings. I actually went to bed late last night. Had to get up early this morning. It was well worth it. What a game yesterday! I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you, man. I was I was sweating there, man. It was an intense game right after we went into those extra innings. But it was a great game. I enjoyed it. A little scary, but man, our girls fought, and I know that you're going to be breaking that game down. So I don't want to say anything else other than it was a great game. I know you were there. I was there, man. But it was scary. It was intense. But I won't say anything else. I'll let you go ahead and break down the game. I know you got the notes and stuff. But welcome out again to the Pirates Code. Pirates Code. This is episode number 4 that we're going to be doing, Johnny and I, and. As I said, we're going to be talking about our Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirates, our state-ranked number 1 Rockport-Fulton Lady Pirates softball team. We're also going to be talking about our Rockport Pirate baseball team. We got some big news and updates to give the community on our Rockport-Fulton boys and girls soccer team. And then we're also going to talk a little bit, recognize some of our athletes in the powerlifting. They had a state meet. We'll give the community updates on how well they did, and also want to recognize another student on track and field. Just some stuff that I've read, Johnny, that is just real impressive. What this athlete does day in, day out, among other things that this athlete has to do. So, if you're ready, Johnny, as we do on the podcast, we always start off with softball. So I'll pass it over to you, and let's get started. What do you got for softball?
Well, this past Friday, we had a game over in Beeville, which I was a little scared about the atmosphere going into that place. But as we showed up, me and you traveled over there. It wasn't the same atmosphere as for previous past years. I don't know if it's because if it's COVID stuff or they're just not having a great season. But you never know what you can do out of a team like that. I would still follow a team like that. You're not mathematically eliminated. Just because you have a bad first round. So I was kind of expecting the whole big atmosphere, loud atmosphere, and it was kind of mellow. We still came out with a good win. We shut them down 7-0. Um, I just the hitting was there. They did make some outstanding plays, man. Beeville, give it up to Beeville. Sierra had a great pitching on the mound. I mean, she went the whole entire 7 innings, not giving up 1 run. She only gave up 2 hits, striking out 13. And this is the most incredible thing I always like saying is she gave up no walks, and she's been doing this repeatedly. No walks, no walks. She's up there fighting whether you're going to hit her or you're going to strike out on her. She ain't going to give you a free ride, So, you go up there against Sierra, it's you better go up there and work. So I think she did an outstanding job that game. She just keeps the team, within she has that offense there. This girl's going to shut them down. As long as that offense is still there. Um, Leading the team that day, um, I wanted to say this. This person went into the game with a 176 batting average. Um, I had a little question about her being a DH being like that, but every player there has been putting into this team any way. And that game she came up big, going 3 for 3. You know, she had a run score and an RBI. What a way to come back off there, that 176 batting average, coming 3 for 3, against a game against Beeville. That's probably her first time ever playing in that stadium. Um, so, and Sierra helped herself out in the first inning, hitting a 3-run home run. What a way to start off a game. I was hoping after that first inning, we were going to continue doing that, but we kind of got shut down after that. But these girls just got to get those runs in. RBI is big. RBI is big. We get those runners on. We got to get them in. That's my only downfall with this team is, just and we got to control these errors. We had 3 errors in the game. It's not good for a number one team in the state. So going 4 weeks in a row, we shouldn't be making those 3 errors in one game. So that's the only downfall I had for that game.
Hey Johnny, the girl 3 for 3. What's her name?
Which one?
The girl that had the batting average of 176 before the Beeville game.
Piper Shearer.
What? She underclassman, right?
Yes, she's a freshman.
Wow. Yeah, she came up big in that game. She hit the ball pretty hard. Scored the runs. Also, Sierra Galvan in that first inning, I think she hit a home run, right? So we had 2 people on. So we jumped right up on the scoreboard on Beaver 3-0. And if you give Sierra the way she's been pitching lately, you give her a cushion like that, and you could be cruising the rest of the way because she doesn't need much of belief most of the time. 2, 3, 4, that's enough for her. The way she pitches on the mound. So Rockport jumped on Beeville really quickly, and then she came up big. To get the 7 to shutout. I think we beat them 7-0. And like you said, Beeville really isn't the team that they've been in the past couple of years, but this is a team. I think you and I talked about the Beeville coach, where he's been there. Even when they've had success, he's been there. So they've got the same coaching. Maybe the talent this year isn't where it's been in the past, but the coaching is still there, and so those girls are going to work hard, and we saw that. These girls were. I mean, Sierra was on. Getting those 13. I think you said strikeouts, but those girls were playing on the field. They weren't letting anything get by. They made some really great catches out in the outfield against Beeville, so they were coming to play. We just had the better game that day, and we take the win 7-0, which was great. I will say that the errors, yeah, we've got to eliminate those. In that game, it really didn't affect us because we had a big lead. But we've got to clean that up because as we continue to move forward, there will come a game. It'll be really, really close, and those 1 or 2, 3 errors can make the difference in whether you win that game or lose. So those errors that you're talking about that we're seeing, we do, the girls do got to clean it up, and I'm confident that they will as the season progresses. But yeah, those couple of ones we'd like to definitely see these games where they're error free. We'll see what happens as we continue to the season. But great win for our Lady Pirates. Traveling to Beeville, what Johnny says. This is a atmosphere in the past that I heard it's like 75 to 100 people out there. They don't really leave a lot of room for the visitors to come out. It wasn't like that for whatever reason when we went there, but nevertheless, when you play Beeville, those girls are going to come out fighting. And then again, Johnny, we're the number 1 ranked team in the state. We're going to get the best from everybody. Everybody's going to come with their A game trying to beat us. We got a target on us, and so we've got to be ready to play every game. But great win for our girls. As we travel to Beeville, and we get the win 7-0. And then, Johnny, we come back. It was yesterday was the next game, right?
Correct. You're absolutely what you just said right. Everybody's coming hungry for us. I knew Ingleside is a caliber team, and teams like that will surprise you. Don't ever take a team like that so lightly. Um, we barely pulled that one out. That was a very intense game. I really was into it. I really loved it. Um, I know the game against West also. I sat in the outfield, out in the trucks out there. This was a game I just didn't want to go out there. I just wanted to have that fans atmosphere, and I really got into it. Um, Many people saw me get into it, as far as pumping up the crowd, running up and down the stands there, trying to wave my hands, let's go, So that was huge. That was huge. You go 10 innings, and Sierra, wow, going the entire 10 innings, and she had to outmatch two pitchers. One pitcher went so long, a fresh one came in. So I was hoping that we were gonna score, not knowing how far Sierra was gonna compete with the other one. But these girls pulled it off. Sierra went 10 innings, not giving up a run, two hits only, with the 23 strikeouts. Okay,
Mm.
so a lot of people say, you have 23 strikeouts. Yeah, it went 10 innings. Somebody's gonna have that many strikeouts. But hold on, in a 10 inning game, there's 30 outs. She recorded 23 of her own of the 30 outs.
Mm.
That is impressive. And once again, she walked not one person in the entire 10 innings. Once again, you better go up there and fight. That I'm still impressed with these no walks. I want to know. I haven't looked back, but I want to know when was the last time she actually walked somebody. What's her, how many times she walked somebody. I haven't looked into that yet. That's something I would like to look into. Um, we Piper had that game-winning hit, but Peyton Martinez had a 2 for 4 performance last night. So she was doing her job out there too. So we had a few threats. Again, we need those RBIs. We need those RBIs. They get on. We had bases loaded, one out, came up with nothing. So we got to fight. We got to get those runs in. We threatened. We threatened. They didn't threaten that much. I think they got a couple times where they got runners on second. Mostly on walks or errors or So it was nothing big. But I knew Sarah was going to take them down. But we had many opportunities to end the game. Um, like I said, Piper got the one hit that really mattered. She had 4 plate appearances, only one hit, but here it was, that game-winning RBI. RBIs. She came with the clutch right there. Two big games, 2 games she's come up big. So I'm very impressed by that.
And Johnny, that game. I know you and I talked about Ingleside, and I know before on one of the earlier podcasts. I don't know if it was the first podcast or the second when you said that Ingleside. We saw that they were ranked, and you said that they'll be coming. There'll be a team that will come out and play. They beat Sinton earlier on in district, right? And we still don't know how good Sinton is. We'll find out when we play him here on Friday, and I know you're going to talk about that game as well. But then they take the huge loss to Port Lavaca, so we didn't know exactly what we were going to get. But I got to say, first of all, I take my hats off to the Ingleside Lady Mustangs. They came to play. They came to play. They were ready, and I don't think you can be more ready than they were. I mean, they gave us everything we wanted in this game. For those two pitchers to shut down a lineup that scores a lot of points, a few times. I mean, you can shut us down maybe one time, but we come up and we can't get the hits that we need to get one run. That says a lot for that Ingleside baseball team, right? So my hats off to them. They came out and played. They were on, they were focused, and they were ready. But then you turn to our team, and I've always said since I started following the girls, when we hit and we pitch the way Sierra pitched in this game, Rockport's hard to beat. But what makes us dangerous is there's many ways that this team can beat you. You saw last night where, our hitting wasn't on, but our pitching was. And 23 strikeouts. I mean, I know you and I talked about, you told me there was a girl earlier a few years back that I think had 30 something strikeouts, you said. But 23 strikeouts in a game. And I mean, she was just rolling. And this is the first time I'd actually seen her pitch, live. And I was just like, man, how far can she go? And every inning she came out, she just did her thing. I mean, she just went in there and just attacked, and they couldn't get nothing, on her. And it's just a remarkable performance by Sierra Galvan. I mean, just Johnny, I'll tell you, I wish we had her one more year, man. I was thinking that, I said, man, couldn't she be a junior and just come back one more year that they missed? Or, because of the COVID, these girls could get one more year to make up for last year, right? Like they do in college. But just a great performance. It's great to see her. It's great, I mean, it's just remarkable. And she's been doing this pretty much the whole season. We played Coloso Midway earlier, 1-0. The pitching has to be good. So, you know, Rockport can beat you in many ways. And last night was just an example of how good that pitching is when our hitting isn't quite there. Just a great performance by her. And then you talk about Piper, freshman, coming up big in Beeville with those hits, and then she just comes up huge in this game to get those runs in. And I was also impressed because I think it was the bottom of the ninth. Mikey Dominguez was on first. And I think I can't remember who hit the single, man. And I saw her taking off, and I said, "Oh no, she's gonna go to third," because it didn't look like she was slowing down at second, and she's going. I mean, and it's. I mean, I was like, I don't think she's gonna make it, and lo and behold, she makes it. But that's the intent that she understands. We've got to get this running. I mean, it was just she was going, and it was impressive to see her run and be able to steal. I mean, that you're going from first to third, and the ball, I think, where she's running to third, it's on that side, and
Yeah.
she's still able to beat that throw and get in there. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome, Johnny, to see these girls fight the way they fight. And we're I think we were, I don't know if we had one out, but I think we were second and third, no outs, and we couldn't get the run in. And man, I started like, oh no, I don't know what we got to do to get a run. And all of a sudden, the next bottom of the 10th, we come in, get runners on, and then Piper comes up big. So great win for our Lady Pirates. Listen, I mean, I like close games, Johnny. I don't like them that close. You know what I'm saying? I've always said, hey, man, I don't want to beat everybody 13-1. I think it's good for our girls to have a competitive game. I've been telling myself, because I say, we're going to have those type of games, but that's good enough for district. I don't want to get another game like this. I mean, that's just too. It's scary, man. I'm not even playing, man, and I'm sweating out there, and I'm shaking, and I mean, it's remarkable. I've really gotten into softball here lately. I mean, even when the Lady Pirates aren't playing, man, I'm watching the college softball teams. It's just amazing. But again, great win for us. What was it? The
So,
final was 2-0 or 1
so
0
okay, that's
2-0.
what I wanted to ask you. Do you see it as 2-0 or 1-0?
I see it 2-0 because I see until the play stops. And I don't
Now,
know much about softball. You know more, but to me,
I, I,
it's
I, know,
if the
I
run.
noticed I noticed that was put out a lot right there. Um,
Yeah.
there is a rule behind that.
Okay.
I actually looked it up, and I'm gonna read it. Okay, this is
Okay.
this is what they call the walk off hit. How far can you advance? Okay, so the rule states is when a batter ends a game with a safe hit that drives in as many runs are necessary to put the team in the lead. The official score shall credit such batter with only as many bases on the hit as are advanced by the runner who scores the winning run. So
Okay.
that what's that saying is if Piper only ran the first, that means you're still going to have runners on second and third. So if she runs the second, that means the runner scores there.
Hmm.
So she should only be credited as a double. Okay.
Okay.
All right. To the winning run scores. Okay. And the second part of that is, and then only if the batter runs out the hit for as many bases are advanced by the runner who scores the winning run. That's what's saying is like if she ran to first base and stopped and the winning run scored, then she's credited to the single. But she
Okay.
continued running, so she should have been credited to a double.
Okay.
I hate to take that away, I hate to take that away because if a person looks this up and you see 2-0, you know, you expect Rockford was the visiting team and Ingleside was the home team. Okay.
Right.
There's another part to that. If the home team scores the winning run in its half of the last inning or its half of an extra inning after a tie, the game ends immediately when the winning run is scored. The only
Okay.
exception is if the batter hits a home run out of the playing field. The batter and all runners on base are permitted to score, and the game ends when the batter touches home plate.
So we won 1-0.
That's what the official score should be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hey, we won anyway. I just
Yeah.
wanted to throw that out there. Um, I noticed there were some people saying 1-0, 2-0. Then you said it was a walk-off home run. So because that's the only way you can actually score the 2 runs. So there's more detail as far as that goes, as far as a home run. You know,
Yeah. Well,
but
we'll
I
officially
just
count
wanted
it
to throw
one.
that
Yeah.
in.
Well, no, that's great. It's great. It's good to know because I didn't know. I mean, yeah, I would have counted it as 2-0. I know you have more knowledge in baseball than I do. But yeah, I mean, officially then by the rule, Rockport wins 1-0. Um, but again, man, it's just amazing. It was a great game to be a part of, though, and
Oh yeah.
it's a good thing that we came out with the win, right? But man, it was great to be a part of that game. It's something that you will remember for a very long time. And we still got to play these guys yet again before the season ends, and then we'll have to be traveling to Ingleside, so it's probably going to be rowdy out there, again, so they're going to have their crowd out there. We're going to have to travel and put our crowd out there, to, get another victory against Ingleside because they'll be tough again. I mean, they know they let us an opportunity slip. But again, I'll say it one more time. What a remarkable performance by Sierra Galvan, man. I mean, I hope there's more of those to come in district and in the playoffs, Johnny. But then we move on to the next game. So the girls got another tough game on Friday, I believe.
Yes, yes. Well, with this win, we're on top of the district at 5-0. Uh, this next game is against Sinton, who sits behind us at 4-1. We just played a game where like winner takes first place. Now we're going back to back games with another game. Winner takes first place. So
Mm.
this is building up. This is getting intense now. You know, Calhoun's behind Sinton at 3-2, and Ingleside right behind Calhoun. Same record, but Calhoun got that win over Ingleside. So that's how our district stands up right now. One,
So
two,
what
three,
we're look
four.
so what we're looking real quick, Johnny. So what we're looking at right now is Rockport at first place, Sinton at second, Calhoun at third, and Ingleside is fourth. So Ingleside was sitting at second with that loss to Rockport. They jumped to fourth.
Right? They
Wow,
went
it's
from
going
they went from taking over first place to
going to
fourth
that
place
fourth
in
place.
one
Wow. Yeah.
one game.
Wow. Wow. So
That's how
this
tight
game,
this district is.
oh my goodness, it is. And so this game was sitting. I know you faced sitting before. I know you've been there. Talk a little bit about what's expected. We're going to their hometown. What should we expect in sitting? Should it be? Is it going to be another close game like it was? Because Johnny, I don't think my heart can take it, man. I mean, come on, man.
I think it's going to be another close game. These girls have improved from the beginning of the season when a lot of these girls saw these girls playing in the Sweeney tournament to now. You know, Sit and beat Port Lavaca. So it's not going to be an easy game. So and Sit and scored their higher runs too this past week. I guess I don't know Miller, West Oso. I can't remember who they played against, but
Like
they
20
could still
something,
they
I
could
think it
score
was.
some
I
runs
saw
too.
20.
They could score some runs too. So they got the bats. Um, I think I saw their. I forgot her name. Uh, Autumn. Autumn's a very big power hitter. She came up with 4 RBIs last game. Even though it was a smaller game. That's a I think that girl got a good swing, a good strong swing. Autumn Moses is her name. Um, but I'm gonna say that I was kind of looking back, and I was going by Max Prep, but I went back all the way back to 2010. Our girls have yet to win a game in Sinton.
Mm.
So,
Uh,
hey, this could be our first time right now.
well, I mean, we've got to go through the tough teams, and I think the girls, they understand. I think the girls want the competition. I really do. I don't think they shy away from it. I think, you've seen already early on in the season the 2-0 win against Dallas, the 1-0 win against. We've been in close games, and then we saw the one loss that we got. We saw our girls fight back at that last inning. So they're fighting these girls, no doubt about it. And I think they don't shy away. It just so happens that there's not at least a break in between. We're going, Johnny, from Ingleside to a tough game to another tough game here on Friday to play Sinton, and then Calhoun's coming right back. I think the next early week. I think it's Tuesday, right? So, and we had a tough game against them. So these girls got three. They just played one game. They've got two more games, one on the road and one at home. And this is back. So we're gonna have to hit. I mean, we're gonna have to come out. And I think that this Ingleside game woke our girls up. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't take it lightly. Sometimes there's high emotions right after the game, but then you get some rest. You go to work in the morning. I looked at that game over and over today, and I thought, we have bad games, but I think what's important to state in a game like that is the outcome, the way the girls fought. You sometimes you got to dig deep down. I know a lot of people say, well, they're the number one ranked team, and that's what I thought. We should have whipped them. But that's not always the case. Teams come out and we've got a target on our back, like you said, because everybody wants to get recognized. What better way to get recognized to take out the top team that everybody says is number one, right? So we're going to get the best shot from everybody here on out. And yesterday wasn't the best game that we played, but our girls fought every inning, and we got the win, and that's basically what counts. Now we've got to move over to Sinton, another tough game. And you just said, we haven't won there in a few years, more than a few years. But if we want to keep the number one ranking and we want to stay number one in district, we're going to have to do it this Friday. We're going to have to go in there, and we're going to have to beat. So it's Maroon Pirate against Green Pirate, and it should be the Green Pirate that wins. But I just if it's another extra innings, Johnny, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm telling you, man. I've got gray hair already, and I mean I ain't got much hair. And I just get into it. I mean, I'm into these games, and I love the competition. But man, let me tell you, it's intense. It's you just, yesterday, an inning we go into sixth inning, we don't score. I look at there's some people around me. I look at them, they look at us. We don't say nothing. We just kind of get eye contact and okay, we're gonna get it in the seventh, right? And then we don't get it in the seventh, and we look at each other again. Here we go. Okay, we're going to get it in the bottom of the eighth. Nope. And then you start to think, they've got two pitchers. How far can, Sierra go? Knowing that she's probably going to have to come back and pitch again and sitting. But, hey, we're going to ride our ace. That's just the way the season I think is going to go. And I don't believe that we'll go again hitless like we did. I just think our girls are too good. We should get more hits, but let me ask you this question, Johnny. Did you see anything that Ingleside was doing that was causing our girls not to be able to get hits like they usually do? I mean, I know that, they shut us completely down pretty much for most of the innings. I mean, we got some runs and some hits in there, but were you seeing anything? Because I know you were closer. First of all, I could hear you from where I was at outfield. I could hear you. I said, boy, look at Jaguar. So I could hear you, man. But did you see anything? You were closer to the what they were doing, sitting the catcher and the pitcher. Were they doing anything that was causing our girls to have a hard time to get any hits or get going?
I did notice. I think I noticed the first pitcher was throwing all outside pitches, outside, 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 and when they switched pitchers, she was throwing inside, 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 inside. So it was like two totally different pitcher, totally different game. So I give a lot of credit for their head coach for making that decision right then and there. You know, I think that was his plan. You know, let's see how just keep that other pitcher as long as you can. We're gonna come in with, I believe that's her ace, was the second pitcher is her ace. So basically his plan didn't work out. You know, so she was gonna finish it off. Um, but
No, he had a
hey,
great game plan. Yeah.
those Ingleside girls were going all out. I saw many diving catches by the shortstop, the left fielder. The second baseman had a good range. A lot of those should have been hits. We hit, just right behind the pitcher mound going up the middle, and that second baseman had range. So I was like hoping for a little bobble or anything like that, but she had good field. She was a little vacuum out there.
No, they wanted to definitely win the game, Johnny. They came to play. They came prepared. The coaches prepared these girls very well. They were focused. They gave it everything they had. They left everything on the field. Just unfortunately, bottom of the
Yeah,
tenth,
I think Maddie Man
we come up
had
with a hit.
Maddie Man had that shot down that right field line. That right fielder just sucked it up. Like, wow, just
Yeah.
nothing was falling for us.
This will set up the second go around in Ingleside. It's gonna be another. I mean, we're not anywhere near out of the woods. We've still got a tough road here in district. So, we've got to continue to worry. Next game up is Sinton, and we got to go in there and play Rockport ball and get our bats going and hopefully Sierra will be on again because we'll need her again and come out with the win and then get right back at it because then we've got another tough team coming in early next week
Port
in
Lavaca, Port
Calhoun.
Lavaca, Port
So
Lavaca.
yeah,
That's gonna be a good one right there. Is Port Lavaca another one? We beat them the first round 4-2. You know, and just a little heads up for the home people. This is going to be a 6:30 game, not a 7 o'clock game like all the other games. I think it's because of the distance. Because we ended up playing at 6:30 over there too. So it is going to be a 30-minute early game. Um, what we did the first time around in them, we had 9 hits, but we couldn't knock the runners in. We only had 2 players. We had 4 runs. We only had 2 players that had RBIs. So and we had 3 errors that game. So hopefully we cleaned it up. That way we could just put that team away. I want a 10-run rule that Port Lavaca team.
yeah, I agree. I second that. I do too. Like I said, I love competitive games, Johnny. But last night was it was too close for my blood, man. I like to at least get a 2-3 run lead. I feel comfortable that way. But when it's 0-0, because when it's like that, honestly, Johnny, it's just one mistake. And it's over, So yeah, I love the competition, but yeah, let's try to get a couple of runs in so we can breathe a little bit. But it don't always happen that way. And for to get to the state title, we're gonna have more games like that. I mean, we're gonna go through some tough teams. So this was probably a good game for us to prepare our girls as we continue to play in this district. Because you got to remember, we've got to play Sinton Friday, and then we've got to play them again. We got to play Ingleside yet again in district, and we still got Calhoun coming up. So this is no way over. We still got some tough games in our district. So for our girls, if they're listening, it's just one game at a time. We don't look forward to Port Lavaca. We just got to focus on sitting, get that out of the way. And once we do that, then we worry about Port Lavaca. It's one game at a time from here on out. But great district, and I think we're still going to have plenty of good games coming up for us. But I think we'll be able to do it, Johnny, and I think we'll be the last. Hopefully, we'll be the last team standing, or the first place team in district when it's all said and done. Any other recognition? Anybody you want to talk about? You have anything on any of the girls softball?
Just some districts around the area. Like I said, I'm keeping an eye out that district that we're going to face in that first round. Of course, you want to have a heads up what's going on there. Needville is at 4-0. Sweeney's at 4-0. They're both 4-0 district, and they're going to go head up this Friday. Then you have Columbia at 3-2 and Bay City at 2-2. So if the season would end today, we would be playing Bay City. So they're the number 4 spot. But they're going to play Brazosport, which is one game behind them this Friday too. So they're fighting for 3 and 4 spot. Bay City and Brazosport. So that's how that district's going. That District 27, they still haven't started district. They won't start till April the 6th. Um, I don't think that's a strong district. It's with Cuero, Lavernia, Navarro, Gonzalez. A lot of these girls know about Cuero, but they're 3-5 on the season, and they're not doing too great. A team that we beat in the Sweeney tournament, Danbury, Cuero has already lost to them twice. So that's a little what's going on. Gonzalez sits at 5-2. I think that's probably the brightest spot of that district. Then we have the District 28, which if we win that first round, we're going to play the winner of the District 27-28 game, which consists of Bourne and Fredericksburg, which sit at 3-0, Wimberley at 2-1, and Bandera at 1-2. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4. And Bandera and Fredericksburg. I said this at the beginning of this podcast because they were state ranked. They're going to face each other this Friday finally. I think one of them fell out. I think Bernie fell out of the state rankings, but Fredericksburg's still up there. They're still a 3-0. So that's going to be an interesting matchup right there. I had said that was going to be big just because they're both state ranked. Our little counterparts over here, Cal and TM and Robstown and Alice. Callan's leading that district with a 2-0 record. Robstown's 1-1, Alice 1-1, and TM surprisingly 1-1. They had a good slugfest with TM and Alice. TM and Callan had a slugfest going 8 innings, and Callan pulled that off. I believe it was 5-2. That was heck of a game. So this region is going to be tough. Tougher than I thought it was going to be. I thought TM was going to take over that district like nothing, but TM sits at second place, I believe. Yeah. So there ain't much going on there. Statewide, Iowa Park, number 1 team in Region 1 at 20 wins, 1 loss. Region 2 was Melissa at 13-1.
Mm-hmm.
The Region 3 is Smithville sitting at 15-1. They've been on the top 5 the whole time. All 3 of those.
Mm-hmm.
I had mentioned this last week about a team, Aubrey and Van Alstyne, were both 3-0 heading on last week. Because you have 3 teams that were state ranked in that district, which is in the Region 2. And Aubrey ended up being the Van Alstyne 10-8. So on the 30th of next week, Aubrey's going to face Melissa. Aubrey's number 11, Melissa's number 4. 2 state-ranked teams again are going to head up with each other. This is for the Region 2. We get past Region 4, we hit Region 2. So Aubrey and Melissa are something else out there too. They're having a great, outstanding season. I'm going to say... that's basically my key state matchup right there is Aubrey and Melissa. That's going to be – I'm always going to have like a state-ranked team out there head up because there's a few great teams out there in the same district.
When do they play, Aubrey and Melissa?
They're going to play on the 30th. So that's the key state matchup right there. Number 11 versus number 4. Huge game right there.
Yes, sir.
Then I have my individuals over here. Batting average. Peyton Manning has taken over the batting title now. She's sitting at a 5'11". Maddie Mann sitting at a 440. And Emma at 438. Great job, freshman. The hits. Peyton's leading with 23. She took the lead on that one. Maddie at 22 and Mikey at 21. And, of course, your RBI queen, Sierra, for the 3rd week in a row, leading the pack with 24, Maddie at 17, and Crystal at 15. But great job, girls. Just keep it up. Get those RBIs, get those runs, and let's not let Sierra take off with that.
Right, and here's the thing: we're getting the hits, Johnny. I mean, at the end of the games, you see the hits that we're getting. We can't get the runs, so we're getting the runners on base. We're just not able to get them in like we would like to. But it's still a work in progress. If we could start doing that, and getting and being consistent, getting these runs in. I mean, because I think with Sierra's pitching, I mean, you give her a 4 or 5 run lead, you're not safe always, but man, you know, if she plays with a lead, it's tough because it's tough to hit off of her, right? So you're not going to see that often. I mean, you know, so if you can give her a lead early, man, it pays big for Rockport because you know her pitching has just been on. I think the only time I've seen anybody since I've been following them is the Carroll game. Outside of that, she's pretty much shut out everybody else she's faced. So again, you know, we're getting the hits. It seems like, and getting on base. We just got to get them home. You know, and if we can do that and pick up a lead, we'll be all right. But you know, we do got some class. We do got some girls up in there that are still learning. We got a lot of girls freshmen playing big up there. So you know they're going to have their moments and then they're going to have their downfalls. But overall, consistency they'll continue to get better, I think, and because we're going to need those bats from top to bottom once we get in the playoffs. And every time you're advancing, you know the teams get a little bit better. It gets harder. So you know you got to get those runs. What Piper did yesterday, that's the kind of things we're talking about. You know they shut us down the whole game, and then boom, you know a freshman comes up and boom, she sets it in there. You know, and that we need those girls to continue to do what happened last night to get a 1-0 win. You know, it doesn't matter how you get the win, just get the win, right? I'll tell you that no matter what. It may have not looked pretty, but the win's the win. The W is what counts, and we got that, and we'll continue to move forward. But I really appreciate looking into the other districts and keeping our community updated on what's going on. Iowa Park is a team that I do keep close contact with, and they are scary. They score a lot of runs. They've got an offense, I think, with a lot of hitters because I don't know what their opponents are like, but man, they're scoring some points, and you know, and they give up quite a few points too. So we'll see what happens. That'll be somewhere way down the road if we get there. But yeah, I keep an eye on those guys, and so I appreciate you keeping track on those regions and other districts to let our community know here on the Pirate Cove what's going on. What do we have to look forward to if we ever run into one of those teams, and also to keep track of what's going on here with our district, and then our individual stats with our girls, the batting averages, the RBIs, and what's doing. That's important. So I appreciate you coming on the Pirates Cove, man, with this information. Anything else on softball before we move on?
No, go on with the other girls or the other
Okay.
sports.
Yeah, and so just a couple of other things, Johnny. And I'll start off with baseball. You know, the guys I think had from our last podcast to today, I think they played 3 games, and they've got a game. I think on Monday they've got a game in Sinton against Sinton Pirates. So I'll be at that game. I'm planning on being there at that game. To why I haven't gone to another game since I went to Yoakum in that tournament, and they were very impressive in that game. But our boys have been doing phenomenal. They've been playing great. You know, I talked about on this podcast, Johnny, where there's a lot of freshmen. We got some underclassmen in softball. They've got a lot of, you know, they're not babies. I've called them babies before, but they're, you know, freshmen uh, playing big. At Rockport right now, our baseball team has a total record of 11-6-1. They had a game on the 19th against West Oso. They beat West Oso. That was a district game. They beat them 14-0. They scored. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Give me just a second. Yeah. Against West Oso, they beat them 14-0. Um, they scored 13 runs, Johnny, in the second inning.
Wow,
Um,
that's
I
fun.
think, yeah, Devin Phillips, Sam Mays, Javier Vela, Jordan Gibson, Isaiah Elizondo, and Luke Merrihead. They all drove in runs. Luke Merrihead pitched 5 innings, giving up 0 runs, striking out 10 and walking 0. Great performance from Luke there. Rockport had 12 total hits in that game. Then they come back the very next day on the 20th, and they played John Paul II. Rockport, our boys beat them 8-3. Um, we scored 3 runs in the fourth inning. Ace Cyber led Rockport with 2 hits. in 4 at-bats. Trent Upton went 4 innings for Rockport, allowing 1 run on 2 hits and striking out 7. Great job by Trent. Sam Mays and Ian McPherson entered the game out of the bullpen to close it out. So over back-to-back games, we ended up beating West Oso. That was a district game. Then we played John Paul, and then we moved over to Beeville, which was last night. Our boys, I know I've got it written here somewhere, but our boys traveled over to Beeville last night. Um, yeah, and took the win 14-1. So these guys, man, they're they're on a roll, Johnny. They scored 3 runs in the third inning. Devin Phillips, sacrifice fly, scored 1 run. Sam Mays doubled, scoring 1 run, and Ian McPherson singled, scoring another run. We scored another 6 runs in the fifth inning. Singles by Phillips and Mays, sacrifice fly by Elizondo, a walk by Seibert, and a fielder's choice by Gibson helped Rockport extend that lead. Carson Flores was on the mound for Rockport, and he gets the win, going 5 innings, allowing 1 run on 5 hits, striking out 2 and walking 0. So Rockport had a total of 13 hits in last night's game. Mays went 3 for 3 at the plate. So what I would say, Johnny, is I've talked about in that one game that I saw, this is a young team. Their total record, I said, was 11-6-1. They currently sit 3-1 in district with a big game in Sinton on Monday. Sinton's always a tough game. But these boys are young. They're all going to be back next year. He's got about a few playing big positions as freshmen pitching. Got some freshman pitchers. We've got some infielder. So the future looks bright, Johnny, for Coach Elizondo and Rockport. And I'm excited, as I've said on the podcast before, because I think the boys will make the playoffs this year. I think they're getting better. If you look at them, obviously, this is a team that, if they take a loss, they come back. They don't get on or they have not yet to this point got on a 2-3 game losing streak. They lose, and then the next game they win. They just jump right back. And that's what's impressive to me. They lose one, they win one. They lose one, they win two. They don't get on this 3-4 game losing streak, and they're still very young. And I see this team getting a lot better. And Johnny, I'm going to say it again here on the podcast. Rockport baseball's coming, man. Get prepared. If you get a chance, come out and see these guys. They're young but very talented, and they're just exciting to see. So with our softball team playing the way they're playing, and our boys, seems like they're getting better every game. Um, it's going to be exciting to see what this team can do this year and beyond. So when you get a chance, come on out and see our baseball boys. As I said,
Now,
they're young, they're talented, they're real exciting.
don't they have a home game this Friday too?
I believe they do. I didn't check it, but I believe they do. I think.
I see
Oh,
it
no,
as
no, no, no. They got a game. Well, it's Monday against Sinton. I don't know if they have one on Friday. They probably do.
oh, because what I saw is they have a
Let me
game
let
against
me check.
Ingleside
Yes,
on
they do.
Friday,
You're right. My
which
bad. I'm
is
sorry.
basically a battle for second place
Right.
because they
They
both
do.
sit at 3-1.
Absolutely, you are correct. I oversaw
So
that. Yes.
that's a big game right there too. So
It is, and my apologies because I'm going to the game on Monday. That's why I was thinking in terms. I already put it on my calendar where I was going to go see it. See, so I'm jumping ahead of myself here, Johnny. I'm sorry.
told you I
I'm
was gonna
already.
throw in some words in there. If you
Yeah,
start
yeah,
with
yeah.
yourself.
I'm glad. I put it on my calendar yesterday where I'm going to go see the boys because I'm excited to see Rockport against Sinton. I've already gone and seen Sinton play a couple of times. Very talented team over there with Coach Alanis. I've seen a couple of their games. They got some hitters out there too, so it should be a good game. But yes, they do got a home game. It's a home game, right?
Yeah, it's a home game.
It's a home
I
game
consider
against
it.
Ingleside. Yeah,
Have they played Calhoun?
they did, and they lost. Can't
They
remember the
lost.
score. Yeah, that was
So
their first district game.
so this game's going to be huge because if they win this one, they still stay in second place on loan. But if they lose this one, two, they drop down to fourth place.
With
So
Sinton coming around the
kind of
corner
what
on Monday.
Ingleside did with the girls. is where Rockport sits at now. Well, not they won't take over first, but they'll take over second or fourth. Win or lose this game. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game, and unfortunately, we'll be over in Sinton
yeah, I know.
watching the girls. Yeah, so but that's why I said I overlooked it because I was already looking into the Monday game to go see it because I know I'm gonna go watch the boys Monday play over in Sinton. But yes, this is a big game. Come on out Friday to watch our boys. Like I said, man, you won't be disappointed. This is a good young ball club that's only getting better every game. And as much support as we can give these guys out there, they hear that noise. We got to make that noise and pack those stands and cheer these boys on to victory. This is a big game for us because with Sid coming around on Monday, this is an important game for us. We do want to beat Ingleside, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a tough game against Sinton.
Yep.
And I haven't stayed up with Ingleside, but come on out Friday. The Rockport baseball team, the Pirate Boys, will be at home playing against Ingleside. This is for second place, as Johnny said. So as much support if you're in town and you're doing nothing, and even if you are doing something, just drop by there. Come on in and support our boys. We need our boys to get a victory to remain in contention for a district title and get ourselves in position to make the playoffs and see what we can do once we get in the playoffs. So Johnny, we'll see what happens. I'll be there on Monday, and I'll come back on that Wednesday, and I'll be able to report actually going into a game and seeing what I saw there. But it's very exciting. Baseball is exciting, as softball is as well. We also got our boys and girls soccer team. We've been mentioning them here the last couple of podcasts, and the boys and girls are getting ready to they're playoff bound both. So congratulations to Coach Lynch and Coach Elkins and the boys and girls as they'll be starting their playoffs. I believe it's Friday. I'll talk about the boys first. The boys ended the season with a total of
Saturday,
11.
Saturday, Saturday.
I'm sorry, Saturday 11, 7, and 2. So they're 11 wins, 7 losses, and 2 ties. Our boys are finished the season second place. They played Palacios. It was their last home game on the 19th. Rockport takes the win 8-4. Um, it was a great performance. I wish I had who scored the goals, but I don't. But they're second in district. They'll have a playoff game on Saturday, this Saturday, uh, the 27th, against Somerset. That game will be played in Beeville at 2 p.m. So come on out. I know it's a long drive. These boys have been working hard, Johnny. As I've said, our soccer programs have gotten good over the last couple of years. And we want to here on the Cove. We want to give them as much recognition. Hopefully, the boys can come up with the win in advance to the second round. But again, they'll be playing in Beeville on Saturday against Somerset at 2 p.m. Our girls also are playoff bound. Our girls are actually district champs. I don't know if they're co-district champs or if they're district champs, but they are in first place. They had a game on. Let me see. They had a game on the 20th. They traveled to Palacios. Rockport got the win 5-0. This is a regular season game, Johnny. Then they went back on the road on the 22nd. They traveled to Yoakum and got the win 6-0. So they shut out Palacios and Yoakum. And so that set up a first seed game with Beeville. Beeville, they split the regular season 1-1. We beat them 3-2. First go around, second go around, they came back to beat us 1-0. So this was an important game in Ingleside. It was played in Ingleside on the 23rd. It did go into overtime. Rockport did score. Rockport did beat Beeville 2-1, which gives us the first seed. So they'll be playing in Beeville with the boys, but their game will start at 12, and they'll be playing against Somerset. So you can go down there and catch 2 games. That rarely ever happens, I think, Johnny, but they'll
I know
be
that's
able to
pretty cool
play.
though.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can make it a day out there in Beaver. I know it's a little bit of drive, but it would be well worth it to cheer our boys and girls on to victory. They're playing against Somerset. Again, the boys play at 2 o'clock against Somerset in Beeville, and the girls will play at 12 noon on Saturday against Somerset. And Johnny, I got to tell you, these girls, I've looked at the roster, a lot of underclassmen, a lot of young girls that will be back next year. Um, and I think you said something, I think you posted them on the Pirates Cove where it was like 100 and something to 20 something.
It is now after
Goals. I
that
think
Beeville
Rockport's put 100.
after the Beeville game, they have outscored their opponents 102-30.
Isn't that something? I mean, just really break that down in your mind? I mean, 100. These are some great athletes that we've got here at Rockport. They're a dangerous team, and like I said, they're a very young team as well. And hopefully, both our boys and girls can get their victories on Saturday and advance to the second round. But again, you guys that are watching this podcast or part of the Pirate Cove, the community, share it. Let the people know in the community. Our boys and girls soccer team are in the playoffs. They'll be playing 2 games in Beeville this Saturday, 12 and 2. So you can watch 2 games for, I think, the price of one. And watch and go cheer our boys and girls soccer team as they'll be fighting hard to advance to the second round of the playoffs. So congratulations to both the boys and the girls. Coach Elkins and Coach Lynch, what a great job this season on getting the uh, the boys and girls into the playoffs, and for the girls, getting that title, getting the first seed, and I look forward to them hopefully advancing a few rounds in to the playoffs. And Johnny, there was just a couple of other things I wanted to kind of mention. I said that we'll be talking
Let's
a bit
back up.
about.
Can we back up to the soccer again? I want to throw in some
Yeah,
extra words in there. Um,
go ahead.
yeah, I'd like to see this soccer team go into the second round. It'd be great. There is a girl that's on the soccer team and the softball team. Her name's Jordan Garza. So she goes back and forth from soccer to softball, back and forth. So she didn't get to play last night in the softball game. She was at the soccer game in Ingleside playing against Beeville. She showed up over here, of course, towards the end, still suited out in her soccer stuff. But, that's fun, you know. These girls just have the athletic talent, So hopefully we both take the sweep over Somerset. Uh, the boys, what they're looking into the second round, um, hopefully they'll be playing the winner of Idea Matopolis. They're from the Austin area. They have a record of 11-4-2. They're going to be playing Canyon Lake, who has the record of 10-6-4. So the winner, Idea Matopolis and Canyon Lake, hopefully we play in Rockport. That's who the boys have to face in the second round. The girls in the second round will play the winner of Taylor and Fredericksburg. Taylor sitting at 14-5. Fredericksburg sitting at 14-8-5. So just a little heads up about what's going on in the second round. Hopefully we'll look forward to that.
And again, this is Saturday in Beeville. Come on out. Take that 1 hour drive down to Beeville. Support our soccer boys and girls as they try to advance to the second round of the playoffs. And you just heard Johnny here on the Pirates Code tell you if we can get there, who the opponents could possibly be for the second round. So again, congratulations to the boys and girls soccer. We look forward. I'm actually going to be at that game Saturday, Johnny. So I'm actually going to travel to Sinton on Friday and watch a good softball game. Hopefully, the girls will win. And then I'm getting up Saturday morning. I'm traveling to Beeville, and I'm going to watch the boys and girls soccer both games. And then on Monday, I'll be back over to Sinton to watch our baseball boys. So, I'm going to see if I can record some of these games. It's going to be busy, man, but I'm enjoying every part of being able to do this and watch these games. It's exciting to watch, and I can't wait to get down there and watch our soccer boys because this is the first time I'm going to actually watch them live. I haven't had a chance to watch them live, so I'm excited about going out there and watching the boys and girls, and hopefully we'll be victorious and go into the second round. The other thing I wanted to say, there were two other things before we say goodnight here on the Pirates Cove, and that's we're going to talk a little bit about our powerlifting girls. So we had 3 girls from Rockport that went to the state meet. And we do have the results. Stehle Synder placed 8th in state. Steele's only a freshman, Johnny. So the future looks bright for her in Rockport. Cheyenne Martinez placed 5th. And Valeria Ramirez, she's state champ actually in her division. Man, these girls did an awesome job, Johnny. To see these girls put in the work, that type of work is hard. You got to push yourself. I mean, in any sport, you got to push yourself, right? But these girls, to get there and do what they did this year, Valeria actually winning state, it's a big accomplishment. So congratulations to all three of them on their accomplishments this year. And let's see what we can do next year. And the last thing, Johnny, that I want to talk about was I was telling you about an athlete. You were just talking about the girl that plays soccer and softball. Imagine having to go to practice softball, soccer, your studies. There's not much room for anything else. It can be a stressful time for any young athlete, right? And so this other athlete too that I'm talking about, she was a little girl. I used to watch her on the football field. And I know her dad pretty well. And I used to watch her play, and she was exciting to watch when she was playing football, and I'm telling you, she never had any fear when she was young that I could see. She get in there and make a tackle. I mean, she was fearless when she was young, right? And I just continued to watch her. I think she even played football when she got into junior high, if I'm not
Yes, she did.
mistaken. But then, yeah, and then she got into, of course, softball, and I'm glad that she's on the team. But you know, this started when she was young, and I don't think she's ever slowed down once. And I think that she actually, I mean, you've got to love the game that you play, to put in the work day in and day out. And I see her traveling even on during the off season. I mean, she's in another state, playing continuously. I don't think she takes a day off at all to enjoy any time, or I don't know how she does it, but it's great to see the things that this athlete has done. And I just kind of wanted to give her recognition here on the Pirates Cove. And her name is Mikey Dominguez. And the reason I was talking about it was because I was reading something. I think it was last Friday where she was doing track and field, right? And then I guess she had to jump in and then go into Beeville and had a softball game. So it was a full day for her, I believe. It might have not been on Friday, but I think I'm saying this correctly. And so Mikey does the pole vaulting, I think. And so she shattered her personal record of 11 feet 6 inches, clearing 13. Um, that's. I mean, I don't even know how you do that. You do that, and then you're playing softball. I mean, you got a full schedule, but she was able to do that. And then I believe she had a game that evening, so she had to get ready, change her mind focus and get into softball and go out there and play a really good game against Beeville, taking the win 7-0. So I just kind of wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about her and her accomplishments. And congratulations, Mikey, on her pole vaulting record. I think it's the best record yet in Rockport. Um, and then of course the season that she's having with her softball girls. And like I said, this didn't start. This started when she was little. We see her on that youth football field out there when she was little, just playing her heart out. And it continues through her senior year in high school. So just wanted to give recognition. As I said, here on the Pirate Cove, we see things, we read things, and then you just kind of put it all together, what you saw when they were younger. And then you just kind of gonna want to give them recognition because that's an everyday job. You got to get out there. I've always said, Johnny, we don't see the practice. We just see the field, the game, the performance they do. But the work that has to get put into that to be able to accomplish these day in and day out, man, you've got to love the sport, one, and you just got to have that drive. And Mikey Dominguez has that drive. And I think she's going into college after graduation. Right? She's already committed to a college to play softball. Is that correct?
All right.
So it just continues, man. So just give her some recognition out there, and we'll be looking for other athletes, Johnny. If you come up with anybody, let's recognize them here on the Pirates Cove. That's what we do here. So with that being said, Johnny, we've got a lot. We got a big game Friday. I've got a next couple of days. I'll be, following our Rockport athletes. Hopefully, we'll be victorious in all the games. But the community, I just like to say, come on out, support our athletes. I'm sure the coaches and the players appreciate it. The more noise, And the more people we put in there, we'll cheer our athletes on to victory. So, Johnny, uh, as I always do here on the Pirates Cove, I give Johnny Zavala the last word, so I'm giving it to you. Anything you got to say before we call it a night?
I just hope we all take the sweep this week. So there's going to be a lot of games going on, a lot of intense games. Good luck to the soccer team. Go to that second round. You know, hey, it's playoff, different season, new season. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Absolutely. So, with that being said, Johnny, it was a great episode for Pirates Cove Podcast. You and I will be back next Wednesday, as we always do here. I'd like to tell you that the video will be uploaded to our Pirates Cove YouTube channel, Facebook page, Twitter page. It'll be up tonight, probably around between 10 and 11. But it'll be ready for viewing first thing tomorrow morning. So if you like what we're doing, subscribe. If you have comments, please comment on the section below. As I said, we're working on a lot of things, Johnny, here on the Pirates Code to make it better. And I'm working on a lot of things behind the scenes. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're being consistent with the podcast every Wednesday, and we'll continue as the school year ends. And then next year, we'll start up again um, with the Pirates Cove as the season starts for football and volleyball. So, like I said, I'm going to continue to do this as long as I can. It's exciting, and I have a great time doing it. And so, as we do here on the Pirates Cove, before we call it a night,
Peace out.
peace out.